Welcome, dear listener. Tonight, as the world slows its hurried breathing and the quiet hours draw near, I invite you to rest with me in this moment. Let your body settle into whatever place feels safe. Perhaps you are wrapped in blankets, or maybe you sit in a darkened room, the hush of night pressing softly against the window. Wherever you are, know that you do not have to strive for anything right now. You have already arrived. Close your eyes if you like, or allow your gaze to drift unfocused. Take in a slow breath, cool, gentle, easy, and let it leave you in a sigh that softens the spaces within. Each exhale, a small surrender. Each pause an opening. I will share with you a story this evening, a simple tale about giving and losing, about what cannot be taken, and about the quiet freedom that lives beyond all possessions. Perhaps, as you listen, you will find a part of yourself in the soft light of this story. Imagine a small wooden hut standing at the edge of a clearing. It is evening, and the last glow of daylight is fading into blue shadows. The hut is humble, a single room, the walls patched in places, the door hanging slightly askew on its hinges. Outside, the wind moves through tall reeds, sending them bowing and whispering against one another. The path to the hut is a narrow trail of trodden earth, marked by the footsteps of many travelers who have come seeking wisdom. Inside, a Zen master sits alone, cross-legged on the worn wooden floor. His robe is the color of ashen earth, clean but mended in many places. In front of him, a single candle burns, its light flickering gently over the lines of his face. There is little else in the room: a folded blanket, a clay cup, and a thin quilt laid neatly in the corner. He owns nothing more than what he needs, and even these things he holds lightly, knowing they will one day be gone. For many years, this teacher has lived here, offering guidance to those who wander up the path. Some come with heavy hearts, some with restless minds. Some come seeking answers, others simply to rest in the calm that seems to gather around him like a soft cloak. He receives them all with the same gentle presence, never claiming credit, never grasping for more. Tonight, however, no visitor has come. The hut is silent, except for the quiet breathing of the old man and the occasional creak of the wood beneath him. He feels the cool air brush his cheek as the candle gutters. In that moment, he is content. Then, outside the door, a shape moves. A figure slides from the darkness into the doorway, pausing only long enough to scan the dim interior. The man is young, his hair ragged, his clothes torn in places. His eyes are bright with hunger and something sharper, something restless and wary. He steps inside, his feet silent against the worn boards. The Zen master lifts his gaze. He does not flinch or call out. He does not ask why this stranger has come. He simply watches, his breath slow and steady. The young man's eyes dart around the room, searching for something of value. But there is so little here. His gaze lands on the folded robe, the clay cup, the spare quilt folded near the wall. A frown creases his face. He had hoped for coins, perhaps a hidden stash of offerings left by disciples. But he finds nothing that would fill his empty pockets. For a long moment, they remain like this, the old man sitting calmly, the intruder standing over him, tense and uncertain. The young man's shoulders rise and fall with each ragged breath. Perhaps he feels shame, perhaps only frustration. But at last, he steps forward and snatches up the folded robe, holding it tight against his chest, as though it might somehow fill the emptiness that has driven him here. Still, the Zen master does not move. He looks at the young man with eyes as clear as water, eyes that seem to see beyond the grasping hands, beyond the fear and the hunger, into something softer hidden beneath. In a voice low and even, he says, "You have come so far. It would be unkind of me to let you leave empty-handed." The young man freezes, startled by the gentleness in those words. His fingers tighten on the robe. For a moment, he looks as though he might drop it and flee. But the old man only reaches slowly for the quilt beside him. He lifts it in both hands, offering it with a small bow. "Here," he says, "take this too. It will keep you warm tonight." The young man does not speak. His mouth opens, then closes. His eyes flicker from the quilt to the candle's wavering light. Perhaps no one has ever given him something without demand or suspicion. Perhaps in this quiet hut he feels, for the first time, a softness that makes his chest ache in a way he does not understand. He takes the quilt. His hands are trembling. Without another word, he turns and slips back into the darkness. The Zen master watches the doorway grow still again. He feels the cool air slip inside, touching the empty place where the quilt had lain. He glances around the room, now emptier than before, and smiles, not with regret, but with something like gratitude. His eyes lift to the window where the night sky stretches wide. The moon has risen fully, round and luminous, bathing the clearing in silver light. The reeds shimmer as they bow to the wind. The candle sputters, its small flame paling in the moon's brilliance. He sits very still, his gaze resting on the moon's perfect face. In the hush of that moment, he feels no loss, no anger, no need. His lips move in a whisper, meant for no ears but his own. "Poor fellow," he says softly. "If only I could have given him the moon." His heart fills with a peace deeper than any possession could ever bring. Perhaps, dear listener, this story feels distant, like a legend from another time. A small hut, a wandering monk, a single candle in the dark. These images may seem far from the world you wake to each morning. Yet if you look closely, you may discover that the same lessons are waiting in your own life, just beneath the surface of ordinary moments. Have you ever felt the tightening in your chest when something you loved slipped beyond your reach? A job you believed you needed to feel worthy. A person whose affection seemed to define your worth. An object that reminded you who you were, or who you hoped to become. Perhaps you have felt the sharp ache of losing something precious: a home, a promise, a plan you had clung to for years. In those moments, the mind rushes to find blame, to name a villain, to search for a reason why things could not stay the way they were. It is so human to believe that if we could only hold on tighter, we would be safe. That if we gathered enough possessions, enough certainty, enough praise, we would finally be complete. But the world keeps moving. People leave. Things break. Stories we thought were fixed reveal themselves to be only passing seasons. And when all that is left is emptiness, we often forget that this emptiness is not a punishment. It is an invitation. An invitation to see that there is something in us which cannot be taken. A quiet spaciousness that remains, no matter how much is lost. A light that cannot be stolen. You do not have to live in a mountain hut to know this. You do not have to renounce every possession. All that is asked is that you look honestly at your own grasping and wonder what it might feel like to loosen your hand, even a little. Tonight, as you lie here, perhaps there is something you are holding tightly still, a regret that returns again and again, a fear that keeps you from resting fully, a hope so fierce it has become another burden. What if you did not need to keep it close? What if you could set it gently down, as the old monk set down his quilt and watched it carried away? If you can, try for just a moment to imagine that nothing you truly are can be diminished by what you let go of. That the essence of you is as vast and unbroken as the moon's light on the river. You have come so far in this life. You have known joy and loss, tenderness and sorrow. And still, some quiet place in you remains unchanged. It is from this place that peace arises. Not from possessing, not from clinging, but from trusting that what you are can never be lost. If you like, close your eyes now and let yourself imagine this small hut, the soft moonlight pouring through the open window. Picture yourself sitting there, without fear of what you may lose, without shame over what you have not yet found. Feel the relief of needing nothing. Breathe in the cool air, the scent of wood smoke and night. Let your breath out slowly, as though releasing every small claim you have ever made. Inhale, feeling the space within you widen. Exhale, and notice the ease that follows when you loosen your grasp. You do not need to own the moon to be warmed by its light. You do not need to possess beauty to be transformed by it. Stay here as long as you wish, breathing, feeling, watching the clear moon rise in your own heart. When thoughts of regret or longing appear, you might imagine yourself whispering, "If only I could have given you the moon." And then let the thought drift on, as gently as a reed swaying in the night breeze. There is nothing you must do now. No object to protect. No story to defend. Only this soft presence, this vast sky inside you. Tonight, may you rest without striving. May you feel the simple truth that what matters most cannot be stolen. Sleep well, dear friend. Let your dreams be spacious and light as moonlit air. Good night.